This video will provide you an overview of your case study observations and assignments. It contains information about the Code of Ethics, professionalism, and observations and case study assignments. Let's begin with the Code of Ethics for Infant and Toddler Educators. This is from NAEYC. Early childhood educators must uphold essential professional, ethical responsibilities to ensure that each and every child, from birth through age 8, has equitable learning opportunities regardless of whether the setting is in a center, home, or school. The Code of Ethics for Early Childhood Educators, together with the professional standards and competencies for early childhood educators, articulates these ethical responsibilities, and in so doing, supports ethical behavior in early childhood educators' daily work. Whether you are currently working in a classroom or just intend to be in the future, do know that you are bound to uphold this code of ethics. While completing the field experience observations for this case study, you are required to conduct yourself as a professional early childhood educator. At all times, demonstrate ethical behavior and values. And remember that you are not only representing yourself, but your employer, a current one or a future one, your community, and UAA. If you need to stop this recording and go back and review the NAEYC Code of Ethics, please do so now. You are required to know them and abide by them. Now, let's talk about what you're going to be doing this semester to complete your observations and write up your case study. Okay, the process will be as follows. You will be identifying your case study child and obtaining family and center permission as soon as possible. I highly recommend you go into the Blackboard shell and preview the expectations for all of the assignments for your case study. Look at the list to the left. That will include an attachment assignment, physical development, cognition and language, social and emotional development, as 4 distinct assignments. Then, using what you have learned for those 4 assignments, you'll put together a final presentation that considers all of those elements, but while looking at the whole child. As you know, a child is not a set of development, but they are all interrelated and dependent on one another. Because this is a short course and you must complete this full case study, please review the timeline for due dates and plan accordingly so that you can work through the assignments following the due dates and getting your work, your supporting work completed by reading your textbook and doing assignments, watching videos. All of this will work together to inform your practice as you're out in the field completing your observations. I mentioned your first observation has to do with attachment. The child and his or her responses to the family or the educator. So what tools might you use? Well, you will be interviewing and asking questions to find out more about the child. If you need to, you could also employ a survey that you might send home with the family asking for some demographic information. For both of these, you will be turning the information into a narrative about your child. And remember that whenever you're reporting out on what you saw, it needs to be objective. Don't include feelings or assumptions, just the facts. The second observation is around physical development. You'll be using a checklist. This checklist includes a variety of physical skills or activities that you will be specifically looking for. Again, these need to be evidence-based, no just yes and no's, and include a short observation to support your answer. Again, you'll use the checklist and your observations to complete a short narrative about the child's physical development. The third observation focuses on language and cognition, and I hope you have fun with this one. You'll be writing a vignette or an anecdotal observation report. So in essence, you're writing a story, this time about what you observed as a preface to your interpretation of your child's cognitive and language development. Pause this video to read the example provided in the next paragraph. You will use the story to support connections you make to theories and theorists of early education. And lastly, you'll be doing a social emotional observation using the Penn State Better Kid Care document. This is found in Blackboard in the resources folder for your fourth observation. You'll be rating your case study child in the different areas of temperament. We all fall upon the continuum of temperament. It's just a matter of where. And you will use your observations as evidence for the selections on the scale for the various different categories of child temperament. And to put it all together at the end, your final project will consider the whole child. Paint us a picture of what that child is doing, what level they're performing, and how it all comes together for the delightful individual child that you have watched over the course of the 8 weeks. Connect your observations to development, connect your observations to theories of development in education, and by putting together a narrated video, you'll be demonstrating your use of technology. So to wrap up, plan on completing weekly reports on your case study child once you begin your observations. Follow that timeline. Regularly review it to be sure you're staying on track and getting your assignments in on time. Ask questions of the instructor if you're not sure what to do for a particular assignment. Practice your observation and then your reflection skills. Really think about what you're seeing and what that information is telling you about the development of that child. But through the process, enjoy getting to know a child and all the influences on that child. And I certainly hope you enjoy the process.